Hello, my name is Christine Burke. I'm a retired primary school teacher. I took early retirement in 2011 and then I was widowed, unfortunately, in 2012. So I needed a new challenge in my life. In 2018, I attended a lecture on Skilliging Day in the Cove Serious Arts Centre. And I was enthralled with the connections between carnival customs across the world, Mardi Gras, Commedia dell'arte, mumming. I knew about Skilliging Day in our town. I had experienced it. The boys would get ropes and run after the girls, and they didn't know why they were doing it. But the history behind it was that marriage was not performed during Lent on the mainland. And if you managed to skillig or catch or grab a girl, you could bring her over to Skellig Island, where they followed a different calendar, and you could marry her any time during Lent. After that lecture, I knew I wanted to go back and study. So in 2018, I traded my retired teacher role for a full-time student role on the Access to Cultural and Heritage course in CSN. The syllabus describes it as follows. This dynamic course, delivered with experience and expertise, includes the subject areas of Irish archaeology, folklore, local history, genealogy, and the arts. It is ideally suited to both young and mature students who wish to progress to the Bachelor of Arts. I also learned that on each Wednesday the students would partake in an extensive field trip programme off campus, visiting cultural, heritage and tourism-based institutes and enterprises, with visits to local museums, libraries, heritage centres, archaeological sites, national monuments, public and private. I was hooked. My interest was in the familiar, really. My late husband had a keen interest in archaeology, and in fact he had worked on the excavations in Newgrange under Professor Kelly. I learned a lot from him about the previously mentioned museums, archaeological sites and monuments. I learned almost by osmosis because I don't remember really paying full attention at the time, and these things were difficult to take in at a time when the process of child rearing and my own career were all demanding and all encompassing. The course. So the course began. Now, from the beginning, we felt very welcome. There was a feeling of acceptance of where we were and a sense that we would be enabled to succeed. A good description of this group itself was diverse. The diversity was evident in age, nationality, experience, education, social background, work experience, etc. But such diversity later served to enrich our group, and before long we were identifying our strengths as individuals and using them to help others. After all God's creatures got a place in the choir. Students from different nationalities, for example, were able to share, compare and contrast their folklore and customs with Irish folklore and customs. The life experience of the mature students enhanced the experience of younger students and vice versa. The younger students shared their excellent technological skills, and their enthusiasm and energy was infectious. 3 events on this course stand out in my mind: field trips, Cash in the Attic, and the mumming play. The field trips were a chance to get to know each other. Friendships were made, and they still exist today. We always met in a restaurant first. The purpose of this, I'd say, was twofold: to gather and unify the group together, and also to remember such cafes if we ourselves wanted to take a group on a field trip nearby in the future. The Cash in the Attic event was a brilliant exercise in teamwork. Ní náart go cur le céile. Students had to advertise, collect, sort and set up stalls selling bric-a-brac, books, toys, clothes, etc. The money raised was to help our field trip costs, and no student would be left behind because of financial difficulties. The learning process itself was work experience in progress. The mumming play. I remember in particular our mumming play. The teamwork was evident from the very beginning. We encouraged each other, organised costumes, music, rehearsals, and gave each other genuine feedback. Younger students and mature students united together to bring about a common goal. The performance of a mumming play, that was our goal. The performance of a mumming play in Cork. Such a play had never been performed here for hundreds of years. New strengths and talents were discovered and rediscovered by all who took part. This whole event was Aintus, unity of all our individual strengths and talents. Learning takes many forms. Some in our group had missed out on leaving certificates, though through missed opportunities in life, and they were using the course to attain a qualification to go to UCC. Their learning has taken them to UCC, and many of those graduated this week